Hey, what do you say, Weekend Warriors? Today we're talking about cooking wood. I have a very special guest who is an expert on the topic to help us out today. His name's Joe. He's with Ohio Wood Burner. He's my firewood dealer, and he happens to be a YouTuber. Very successful YouTube channel. I'll put a link below. You definitely want to subscribe to him. And we're gonna do a deep dive on the topic of firewood today. So some topics we might cover. Do you need to put a tarp over your wood? What kind of moisture content should your wood have? What's the proper way to season it? And other things you should look out for as a consumer when you're buying firewood. Who knows where you're getting it from, but I promise you today we're gonna learn something. And Joe's pulling up right now. He's backing in the driveway, so let's let him in and get started. Good, Joe. Joe.
Mike.
Good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Awesome, man.
Here's my card.
Sweet. Well, welcome to the Weekend Warrior Barbecue channel.
Thank you.
Say hello to the folks.
Guys, how's everyone doing?
We have a huge following, as you know. Many of them are interested in live fire cooking and barbecue, and you happen to be my firewood dealer.
Yep.
Joe is known for quality. He serves restaurants as well as homeowners. Restaurants demand quality, so do I in my backyard. I want the best tasting food possible. But Joe has one of the most interesting YouTube channels that I watch. I love the process of everything he has to do to deliver a great product. And I guess I'll, Joe, let you talk a little bit about your channel. And
Sure. Yeah, my channel is Ohio Wood Burner. We post videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And I got started in firewood as a hobby. And a few years ago, I had to leave my career to take care of my dad. He was in declining health, and firewood, that was something that Dad and I could do in his final days. We would just drive out together. I would take a lawn chair. He would sit while I did the firewood. And the plan was I would go back to my real life when Dad were to pass. And then when that day came, my business had grown to such a size that it was too big to walk away from. So I've been into professional firewood delivery. I'm going into my 4th year, and our YouTube channel is about a little bit over a year old.
wow. So in 1 year, he's over 10,000 subscribers.
Yes. Yeah, we've grown pretty good, and we've had a lot of support and developed a lot of interest in our industry, but also too, I've had other restaurants that we've showcased on our channel. And there is a nice crossover between good firewood and good barbecue.
Yeah, awesome. Well, what'd you bring for me here today?
On the menu today is oak. This is 2-year-old seasoned oak. Our hickory is 1 year old, and our cherry is about 6 months old. In this part of the country, guys, firewood and the different species season at a different rate. And what I mean by season is the moisture content inside of the log. Your tree, when it's alive, it's got roots in the ground and it's bringing the water all the way up to the top of that tree. If you were to cut the tree down, it's full of water. And for barbecuing, and I'm not an expert here, but the water creates an acidic smoke, and it changes, I think, the flavor that you're looking for. When you let your wood season out, that's when you get that really nice smoke.
Yeah, that is the secret. Properly aged firewood gives you the best flavor. So I see here you've got, what do we have here?
That's
some
cherry. Yeah.
So you can always tell cherry by kind of the pinkish red color.
Yeah,
right?
it's a darker red, and it has a noticeable smell to it.
Yeah,
it's probably my favorite smelling firewood.
Yeah.
Hickory is second. Hickory has just got an unmistakable note to it, and then oak has a deeper earthy aroma to it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in your truck here for me, you've brought me half a quart.
This is a half a quart of seasoned barbecue smoking wood.
Awesome, man. Well, I am really excited, and for the next couple months, all of my videos are going to be using your wood.
Awesome.
All right, so Joe, I watch a lot of different channels on YouTube. It seems like there's a lot of firewood channels. I told you on the phone that I had a hard time finding good firewood. What's going on in the industry that you see that people should be aware of, and maybe things you're concerned about?
Well, I think if you are the customer, especially if you're cooking with the wood, you want to know what you're getting. And the first problem that I see, and that everyone should be concerned, is, are you getting the quantity that you're looking for? And that's where a lot of people don't know firewood in the way it's measured, you know, because the traditional measurement is a cord, but still no one knows what a cord is. And some people have different definitions of a cord. So the emphasis would be, make sure you know what the quantities are, that the person delivering the firewood knows what they are, and make sure you're getting what you pay for. That is why we hand load the truck, because if you take the measurements of this load, you can see that you're getting the total quantity that you bought. You've paid for a half a cord of firewood. The measurements of these 5 rows of firewood come right out to exactly a half a cord. The other thing that your viewers should be concerned with when buying firewood is what's the moisture content of the log. So I would recommend anyone out there that's looking to buy firewood, you should ask the person that would be delivering to you, ask them specifically, when was this wood split? All right, don't ask them when it's been cut down, ask them when the wood was split. And if they said it was split last week, it's not going to burn. It's not what you want to have for a quality barbecue. It just seems to be the way that firewood gets made. A lot of people make it and they don't want it to be around their place, so they just want to turn it over and sell it as quick as they can. So a lot of people will, what we call split and sell, they'll split it right onto their truck and they'll bring it to you. And if you are not looking to burn that wood right away, like if you don't mind it sitting at your place for half a year, then you know you should go for it. I would expect that wood to be a lot cheaper though. Yeah. But for seasoned firewood that is split small, that is consistent in size and length, and where your supplier can attest to every stick of firewood on that order, what species it is, that's something that's worth paying a little bit extra for.
Absolutely, I agree.
At our wood yard, we got rows and rows of stacked firewood. Yeah. All of our wood is stacked. It's in single file rows, and I'm serious, guys, you're gonna think I'm being OCD here. Our wood is all facing north-south, especially the oak. If you have wood that's gonna be in a stack for 2 years, you want it facing north and south, because if you don't, the north side never gets sun, and that's where you get your mushroom growth, especially on an acidic wood like oak. So we stack everything north-south, and that sun at one point of the day is getting in between each one of those rows. So it doesn't matter how hard it rains, it's getting dried off, and that's the objective. That's awesome. You know, and the other thing too, guys, you can tell if wood's been stacked for a while, especially oak, guys. In my experiences, oak is the most difficult, most problematic firewood out there, and it's simply because no one wants it sitting around their yard for 2 years before it dries out. That is what you want to have though. If you're buying oak that has not been aged for at least 2 years, I would pass on it unless you're getting it for a pretty good deal. The other thing, it's got to be split small, and that helps it dry out. If you see these big chunks of oak, they'll never dry out. It's just filled. Oak is a heavy, dense firewood. Yeah. The way you can tell though, if your oak order comes in and if you see leaves in it, that's a good clue that it's over at least 1 year old, because it's lived through a fall and the leaves had fallen on top of it. The other telltale signs is the graying. So the ends, if you notice on these oaks, they're all gray, but the body of it is still got its color, and that's because they've been stacked in a single file row. The wind is still able to blow through it, but the sun never got to these to bleach the colors out of it. Wow. So if you don't see that on your oak, I would pass on it, or at least stack it and forget about it for a year.
So Joe, I'm relatively new to having the big 16-inch splits. I used to cook with chunks. Once I get this in my racks, do I need to cover this? Is the rain gonna affect this negatively, or what's your opinion on covers?
So I think if you, there are people out there with very strong opinions. And I have an opinion, and mine is based upon years of experience because I was in the firewood long before I started selling it. There's all kinds of different theories about do you stack wood in 2 rows, 3 rows? Do you keep it bark up, bark down? Do you cover it? Do you don't cover it? And I don't think any of it matters. I have not seen the value of all the extra costs of buying tarps to justify. But for your 3 species, people should always be on the lookout. You know, cherry is just a distinctive wood. It's just a darker red, and it's a lighter wood too. It's not as, it's kind of between maple and poplar. Poplar, you know, everyone badmouths it. It is still a hardwood. But cherry is unmistakable just because it's got this dark heartwood and the sapwood's kind of lighter. Oak, you know, is just a heavier, dense wood. Sometimes you'll see the bark will fall off of the wood, and that's a good sign that it's pretty dry. And then hickory is sometimes a difficult wood to find. It's a lighter wood, but you see it's got this very dark heartwood. The sapwood's a lot lighter, but man, it's got this real tight grain where it almost looks like fishing line. So that's kind of like what you want to look for. But you know, species is a big deal, especially if you are buying a species specific order. In Ohio, the law is 90% of it. It's got to be accurate, but I'm telling you, it's better be 100%, you know. I know every darn stick in this pile. I know exactly what it is, and this is oak, hickory, and cherry, and there's nothing else.
I'm really excited for it, to finally have some really good quality stuff, especially the hickory. I love the flavor this gives off.
Yeah.
Almost like a bacon flavor. So hey, I really appreciate you stopping by, Joe, sharing some knowledge with us. If you guys would go down to the description box, and I'll leave an end screen for Joe's channel. Go check him out. I promise you're going to binge watch like I do. It's really interesting to see how it starts and then ends up here with this level of quality.
What is so fun about firewood and cooking? You know, it's just, it's addictive to watch. I spend all day making firewood, and in the evenings, I sit on my couch watching videos of firewood being split.
Yeah, it's for me, it reminds me of being a kid, camping, you know, having a fire going.
Yeah, that smell. I think that's probably all what we have in common. Mike, do you mind if I give you something?
More than this?
I have an official Ohio Wood Burner sticker. We sell those on our channel.
Check that out.
Yeah, and our Ohio Wood Burner YouTube t-shirt with our logo, Family Friends Firewood.
That is awesome.
In your size, too.
I love the t-shirts, guys. You know that. I'm always wearing something goofy, but this is cool. I love it. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having us out. This has just been a blast. I'm really excited
fun
to come out here and to see your smokers and to see what you're all about.
Great. Well, hey, if you guys love this video, give it a like, and you're definitely going to love one of those 2 videos right there, and we'll see you over there.
Awesome.
Good job. Thanks.
Yep, thanks.